Life can be fast-paced, strenuous, and flat-out overwhelming. Life transitions and taboo topics can make it hard to catch your breath. Welcome to Breathe, a podcast that enables you to slow down, get your bearings, and engage in real conversations where no topic is off limits. Breathe is presented by Breath of Life, hosted by David Person and speaker-director Pastor Debleaire Snell.
Welcome to Breathe. I'm David Person, the co-host of this podcast that, as you well know by now, is being presented by the Breath of Life television ministry. Our host is the speaker-director of Breath of Life, Pastor Debleaire Snell. He's also the senior pastor of the Oakwood University Church. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. It's we're just a couple of weeks away from Christmas, so I'm feeling it, man. I love this season. Glad to be here another Monday morning with the Breathe family. Excited about what we're going to talk about today.
So this is one that's got a lot of substance to it. Pastor Nugent, Kirk Nugent, who's with us, our media guru.
Yes, indeed.
This has a lot of substance to it, and I think it's very timely to talk about financial health, right?
Financial health, man. They say, your success in the new year is determined by how you plan in Q4 of the previous year. So as you put together, your financial plan, your outlook, your goals, your visions for the new year, you want to make sure that finance is a part of that thing.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go off the rails in the stores when it's time to shop for those gifts either.
And that's what we always hear about is these nightmares of people who have just overspent, overextended themselves on credit. And then when the new year comes in, it's not a happy new year for them because they're dealing with that.
It's a lot of regret. A lot of regret.
And so we've got with us a financial expert.
Yes, sir.
He has been in the finance industry for a number of years and is currently part of the team at a nonprofit called Stewardship of Wealth, and they approach finances and money management from a Christian perspective. Mr. Lamont Dupree.
Yes,
how are
indeed.
you, sir?
I'm extraordinary, man. How are you?
Doing good. We're glad to have you here with us.
Yeah.
Glad to have you in the house.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you here, brother.
Well, I feel like I'm amongst friends, so this is good.
Good.
This is good. This is good.
Absolutely. So this is the time of year when folks get caught up in a lot of choices about spending because they're trying to meet the expectations that they may have for themselves as well as family members, loved ones. What have you come across as you and the folks at Stewardship of Wealth as you deal with helping folks manage money and do financial planning?
Oh, man, I think it kind of just piggybacks off of what you all mentioned, just how this season can set you up or break you for the next year. And, you have people that feel over-obligated because, like you said, friends and family and the others. And so a lot of people get wrapped up and caught up, and there's a lot of pressure. A lot of peer pressure to perform and to buy and to do all these things. And, a lot of people make obligations that they can't afford.
Mercy.
And unfortunately, whether it be for family and children or friends or other people that they expect, or they do expect, them to find something under the tree or whatever. And so it becomes a challenge for a lot of families.
Man, you touched on something that's really got my wheels turning. Because even when you talk about these holiday obligations, these are not bills.
Nope.
Right.
These are not like real true obligations.
Right.
We're trying to kind of align with some social norms that have been developed over the years. So like even before we get into the financial portion of it, how important is it just to have a strong sense of identity and true value before you even approach the finances of the holiday?
Yeah, I think, and you're right. I think it becomes a matter of having a financial philosophy.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you are approaching this with an eye that is not just about one day.
Yeah.
Your financial life is not encapsulated in this one day or this one season. So you should have everything kind of fall in line with what your overarching philosophy is.
Okay.
If your overarching philosophy is to live off of a budget, then that budget should dictate what decisions you make in terms of your overall finances. If your philosophy is that we don't spend what we don't have, then that means that eliminates the need to have credit, to use credit cards and make other obligations when you're in the store. In the spur of the moment, you don't make we call impulse buys unnecessarily. You don't see that thing on the latest and greatest show? Are you on,
Sure.
on the big box online store and find that sale and say, oh man, I just need that one thing. You make intentional decisions about your finances overall. And so this season shouldn't be that much different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know for my family, there were times where parents just called us all together and say, well, we're going to give give one gift to each of you from the whole family. And then there were other times where we did this was more for fun, but it did have financial impact. But we would celebrate on the 27th or 28th, and we would buy our gifts for one another after Christmas and get the sale.
The sales, yeah.
And I mean, same gift sometimes would cost you half price, So there's something to be said for kind of stepping away from what society says you need to do it this day, and in this season at this time. And making sure that it works for your family and for your budget. That's wisdom right there.
Oh yeah, and I'm all about the after Christmas sale because my wife's birthday is on the 30th.
Oh man!
And so
yeah.
You go clean up.
You got to get it right. Man. You got to get it right.
But no, I think it does. It and that makes sense. There's so much pressure. And I've had mothers, especially just speaking to single moms, that feel this obligation that they are they have to buy for their children.
Yeah.
And I know it's not just a single mother thing, but I've seen it where the kids are looking at them.
Oh yeah. They make immense sacrifices. For Christmas.
Yeah, and it hurts sometimes because I know that it's just the mother's heart. To give, and they want their child to have, and they don't want their child to go without. And
fathers feel it too.
And we
fathers feel it too.
We do. We do. Yeah.
Maybe not to the same extent, or maybe in a different way. But
in a different way.
You don't want to see your child left out.
It's true.
No, you want that. And so as a parent, I remember those times. My dad, I wanted a bike, for Christmas. And my dad, I remember, this was my ignorance. My dad took me to a thrift store, and I was not about to have a thrift store bike.
Mercy.
And I don't think I necessarily verbalized it per se, but my actions and my attitude was like, nah, I don't want that. And that's not how we were reared at all. That was just me, showing out as a teenager saying, nah, I don't want that. I wasn't. And so I think the other thing I think we want to make sure we do is set the expectations for our children.
Set the expectations.
That's good.
And let our kids know and help them understand, listen, this is what I can do. This is what we're going to do. And, allow them to have that opportunity to make an informed decision about how they're going to respond to that thing.
Yeah, sure.
And that's with family as well and friends, because I tell people, let your budget, if you want to have a bad guy, let your budget be the bad guy.
Let your budget be the bad guy.
Listen, I like it. It's just not in my budget this year to do, to travel, or it's not my budget this year to
That's a big one, because the travel costs can be exorbitant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's sometimes a lot of pressure because everybody's going to be there. All the siblings, the parents, the cousins, they're going to be there. And you're the only one's going to miss out, and your family's not going to be, it's a big ask, but it's also, at this heavy leaning towards wanting to be a part. So yeah, I could imagine the travel plans and travel costs would be a big one as well.
That's a big one. A big one. And like I said, when you travel and people already expect you to bring stuff,
Oh wow.
And if you can just say, listen, it's not in our budget, and like I said, if you don't want to be the bad guy, just blame it on the budget.
Lamont Dupree dropping some real knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. He said, blame it on the budget. In other words, live and die. Well, maybe not die, but live by your budget. Great advice. Well, that's just part one of a 3-part conversation with financial guru Lamont Dupree. I hope you'll join us for the next episode of Breathe. Until then, on behalf of Pastor Debleaire Snell and Pastor Kirk Nugent, I'm David Person. God bless you. And don't forget, no matter how challenging life may be, you can always stop, pray, and breathe.
Breathe is produced by David Person for Breath of Life. Executive producer is Debleaire Snell, and sound engineer is Kirk Nugent. Audio episodes of Breathe can be found on Apple, Spotify, or Google podcast platforms. For video episodes and extra content, check out the Breath of Life YouTube channel. Breath of Life is faith-based content, resources, and programs from a contemporary urban perspective for those looking for hope and guidance. We believe that every breath we take is a testimony that God is consistent, that He loves us, and has a plan for our lives.